The anime begins with green water, then, oh my god, an eye appeared. Is that a Digimon or what? Several flashes with side characters that you won't even remember seeing them at this beginning. Okay, this one is definitely a Digimon. The anime tells this woman's story who climbed on top of this tower. I wonder if this tower has anything to do with the anime name. Nah, probably not. Mermaidman devoured a boy, how tragic, huh? The opening begins. I suppose the anime will start for real now. A blonde girl desperately running away and this boy is the stalker. Maybe he deserved to be devoured by the mermaidman. He reached her, holy fuck, he's actually undressing her and he's on her body. He definitely deserved to be eaten by the mermaidman. I was just joking everyone, he's not a stalker, just a simp. She shines brightly, it's like an evolution from Pokémon, but in this case, she disappears forever and dies. Then a giant door opens and a hand takes the boy, gotcha. He wakes up in a shed with a Pegasus, a dragon, and Jesus. This animal appears and it resembles a Digimon a lot. I also like Pokémon, but it feels like specifically a Digimon. They have a conversation and, what a beautiful smile. The boy really wants to find the blonde chick and he needs to pass a test for that. This is our already known mermaidman. Sage Bunnyman will explain the rules, but Simp is already running to the challenge. Luckily a hot girl steps on his face, I think he's gonna come. God, I wish she step on me too. Behold, this dwarf appears, or no I dunno, maybe he's just a short guy. He throws a Pokeball at the main character, but unfortunately, he's not kidnapped. They talk a lot. I've watched this episode a few weeks ago, but I downloaded it again without subs, so I have no idea what they're talking about right now. This Digimon is very fast for something giant. The giant rule number 4 says every giant has to be slow. Anyway, the girl lends him a badass black sword. The sword is almost as big as the brat. The short man says she's an amazing person and asks if she could lend him another badass sword. He gets punched. The protagonist goes inside and faces mermaidman. It'll snatch the boy and swallow him. Sage Bunnyman was the main character this whole time. The heavy beast begins to drool a strange green liquid. It reminds me of your mother. He's vomited. I'm sure you didn't expect that. He finds the ball and is gonna destroy it to win the challenge, but the bunny has a smile on his face. He probably remembered some really good joke. He keeps trying to drill the ball and a flashback happens. Here the main character is trying to break the ceiling. Who the hell do you think he is? Behold, the roof collapses and a silhouette appears. I bet it's Kamina. And that's how he met Oshino Shinobu. Where does this anime fit into the Monogatari timeline? Mermaidman got tired of watching flashbacks because it's still hungry. The leprechaun shouts some really cool support words, but since he's just an extra I'll ignore them. When he's about to be eaten, the sword shines just like the inside of a refrigerator at midnight. Wow boys, I think I'm the simp now. A woman appears. I think it came from inside the sword. She's a sword fetus. She hugs him and says what every single weeb wants to hear.
This anime was listed with 24 episodes.
He finally manages to break the ball and goes to another floor. He wakes up in a cornfield and even tries to eat some corn. A voice comes from inside that square. It says there are a lot of people playing, then half of them need to meet Jesus. This man with a giant kunai appears and chases the main character. Holy shit, this brat needs a name. Alright, I'm gonna call you Bam. When he's about to slice him like bread, an arrow kills him. His power is to be lucky. I suspect this woman has shot the arrow that killed him, but according to the arrow show, bows aren't always used to kill. Holy shit, Forearms from Ben 10 is also here. A pity the edgelord with a suitcase is probably stronger. In the next scene, he appears in the same place as Bam. There's also this alligator man. Okay. The second episode begins with a Black Clover style flashback. The blonde is teaching him how to write, but he's not even literate. Back to the fight. It's a very tense moment as everyone knows their lives are at risk, but the director thought it'd be a good idea to turn them into chibi at this specific moment. Meanwhile, the anime shows us several cool fights that are happening at the same time, but we'll not be watching them. Aguero says a Manchester City game is about to start and needs to go, but he sees the nerve emblem on Bam's sword, which makes him change his mind as he is a huge fan of giant robots. He approaches the powerful hunter without him noticing and knocks him down. They shake Rack off and Khun wants to say something in particular to Bam, but he has a fucking bad breath and Bam can't even stand close to Khun. This Loli and Kirito meet each other. If you've watched Sao you know that's a problem. They fight and I think it's gonna be fucking entertaining, but you know how this director works. The new best friends are hiding watching the number of people alive decrease. They're like friends living in, I'd like to say a country's name, but it'd be too offensive. They even shake each other's hands. The news about the plague mustn't have reached the tower yet. Rack finally finds them. It's now folks, a fight will really happen. My bad. The voice says they must make teams with 3 people. The 2 humans say furries don't count as people, and if furries do they both aren't people anymore. It gets to the point where Bam would prefer the death than make a group with a furry, something completely understandable. I'm starting to identify a lot with this boy. Even the furry was shocked by such a benevolent attitude. Rack goes into berserk and says he's not a furry, but an anthropomorphized animal, he's more like a catgirl. They understand the situation and make a team. Khun even offers chocolate as an apology. In the room, these 2 Beyblade characters are about to fight, but you know the rules, right? Then this guy appears. The characters say he must be very strong. Then he throws a lot of water in the classifieds. Don't do it kids, that's bad for Earth-chan. Everyone's dragged by the water, now they have to cross this barrier inside. The protagonist wasn't dragged by the water cause he's the main character, you little dumbass. They talked. Something tells me this man is a potential pedophile. They both point to green loli at the same time. I hope it doesn't mean what I think it means. Characters start to cross the barrier, but for no reason, Bam's fellows don't. There are also those noobs who can't do it. A Republican with a shotgun, wait, what am I even saying? An average Republican gets pissed off because he can't cross it and says he's gonna shoot at the water. The blonde guy doesn't like that and shows him all the love of Mother Nature, aka aka Earth-chan. He gives up and screams in Earth-chan's ear. This is Earth-chan's ear. Bam ends his talk with the blonde boy. His fellows decide to pass. Apparently, they were waiting for him to end the conversation or so. In the end, even the noobs passed. This was a very easy test. If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe. I'd like to ask you to watch at least 2 videos of the channel in a row because it helps me a lot. Also make a friend watch this video too. Use violence if necessary. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Bye.